conversation per se. Um, Single.
Wait, so let me ask you this. Can I record you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let me tell you the reason. So you're gonna be on my I'm gonna do a webinar. I'm gonna post you on, so you'll be on my webinar, you'll be on my social media, and you'll be on my website. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
that's okay.
Okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead and tell me what you've learned from this conversation.
Oh, even there's no legal or tax advice, it's a couple of things that we've learned as a byproduct of our conversations. And by the way, I appreciate the 2.5 hours that we've talked. Okay, I appreciate you having the patience, but I think there are a couple of things, right? One, you don't mess with the IRS, right? I'd rather hear the harsh truth from somebody who's been experiencing the industry for the last 10 plus, 15 plus years, whatever the case may be, than me dealing with it on my own, right? I think that's far more important. I think it's scary to deal with the IRS. It might be scary to deal with you. I'd rather deal with you than deal with them, right? You're being paid. The doctors don't get paid because they solve an issue in 30 minutes. They get paid because they went to school for 12 years. So that's one thing. Two, a major key thing here is sometimes it's beneficial to get ahead of the game or base it on what you're going to potentially make versus waiting for the end or for the next year to happen. So work your taxes from the back end, not from the front end. Don't, prepare your taxes for that year ahead of the game, right? Not after the fact. Because from here, I also learned that, hey, maybe if you are going to get married, maybe we should follow separate, to reduce any tax liability or whatever the case may be, or see what those benefits are. And if you don't have to get married, then hey, put the ring in the hand, but you don't have to sign papers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
those are things that I'm learning here when it comes to legally avoiding certain things or legally. Uh,
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, AJ. I'm listening. I promise. Hold on. I can't have a baby in the camera. Okay, go ahead.
2024 and 2025. And I think most importantly, if we don't take care of it, why I think life happens to us, right? That's just life. Everybody goes through something, right? Um, but if you don't confront it head on, the reality is whatever assets, whatever it is you're going to try to build in the future, you're always going to have it at risk by the IRS, and you're always going to have that little dangling in your hearing in your ear of, hey, what happens if it hits the fan? If it hits
And
the
you'll be living in fear too of what could happen, right? Because you've never addressed the issue.
root at hand, right? The issue from the root of it. So, yes, it might be tough. Yes, it might be money that I'm having to dash out. Yes, it is whatever it is. But the reality is, I'd rather deal with it you, and then you take care of it. You're the master when it comes to this versus me. It's just time being spent, in my opinion, that I don't have time, nor do I care to confront them about it. I'd rather go work an extra week or an extra 2 hours a day or whatever the case it may be, and my time is valuable, and just have peace of mind that you're taking care of this, right? To pay that money to you and you take care of it. So, yeah, key factors: take care of crap. Key factors is take care of, face things head on. Two, uh, plan ahead. Get on a conversation with you. Find out what your liabilities are. Find out who you owe, what you owe, and if you don't, what is the opportunity cost, right? Sometimes we don't have to explain the benefit, but we have to understand the risk of not doing something. And I think that's what the IRS, and I think that's what it comes down to when we speak to you. That's it.
Oh, I love that. So tell me this. So now that we know, like we have our plan of what to do, like how do you feel about that?
I have a plan in place. So I mean, it's step one, step two, step three, step four. We know that we have a plan in place versus me not being able to sleep because I'm thinking I'm like I don't even know where to start, right? So we already started. We're already step two, step three, maybe now it's three. Now we're gonna start implementing stuff. It just gives me peace of mind. Let me focus on the stuff that I need to focus on. Let me focus on making more money and growing whatever it is that I need to grow on my asset side of things, right? Versus me having to worry about that. That's it. That's it. Just feels a lot more soothing or calm or less nerve wracking knowing that somebody is taking care of this. That's it.
Awesome. How long have you followed me on social media?
I took 6 to 8 months I before I even ever contacted you, and I actually contacted you initially over a client that had a bunch of liability or a lot of IRS, debt, and I knew I wasn't just ready for it because I knew I had to take care of my stuff as well. And then that was so 6 to 8 months from December, and we're now tapping into April. So almost a year before I finally decided to make a decision. But I think you embed trust in people through your posts, so keep doing that. I think you embed when something IRS happens, Renee comes to mind. And I think you've been able to build that. And finally, I said, you know what? That's the person that I want to handle my taxes. I always knew that for the last 6 months now, or the last 4 months, whatever the case may be. Whenever I decided to make the decision, I'm like, let's go full force. So that's it.
Oh, I love it. So the people on the webinar, the goal is pay for ads, and the people on the webinar, they've never met me. They'll be new, what I think they're called cold calls or
Cold
something like
call,
that.
yeah.
So
Leads or leads
this
that are
is
cold call, whatever the case may be.
this is new for me. I was like, I've never read ads. So like people, I was like, normally people come to me, they're like, okay, tell me where to pay, how I sign up. I'm like, so this is about to be all new.
However, I can help you with that. This is literally what I do, obviously not with IRS stuff, but sometimes, these leads come through certain sources. And sometimes, and this is what I say in my industry, that's negotiating in a way, but just not IRS stuff, right? It's unsecured debt or uncollateralized debt. So the truth of the matter is they may not know you, they may not all that stuff, but there's a reason why they took that risk to either give you your social or they took that risk to make that call. Sometimes they're looking for something, but I'm not here to sometimes give you. And this is the truth, and this is not true. But when you have genuine intentions and when you genuinely want to help people out, it just makes sense. It connects the dots. But I'm not here to give you what you necessarily want. I'm going to give you what you need because this is how we avoid getting in trouble, or this is how we get those benefits out of all of this. And boom, that's it. So it's giving that client the aha moment, what they believe is right versus what is right, and have that connect the dot, give them that aha moment, and everything else just I don't know, it's just smooth as butter. That's just my opinion on things.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm trying all the things to let people know that the tax fixer is here to help.
I'm excited, and well, however I can help, and I will always be here to add value if possible.
Thank you. AJ, I appreciate that. After today we done had, I appreciate that.
Yes.
All right. Have a good night.
Much. Have a good night. Take
Thank
care.
you. Okay, bye-bye.